Punchee's going to gory content. Gory! Gory! Not even 7K? Now that's concerning, bro. That's actually concerning. Y'all see the song? Bro, but no, I'm so serious, like, bro. Okay, before, right? Even here, I was saying, like, okay, it's whatever, right? 9K, we're close to 10K, right? This is actually approaching, look, 7K and then down to 6K? That's actually really bad, in my opinion. It shouldn't be going down this quickly. Usually it's like a taper up over terms of weeks to months, right? But I don't know, man. Music's too loud? Turn it down. I'm just saying, like, for me, bro, biggest thing is we gotta see the comeback for sure, man. We definitely gotta see how those two bosses are gonna hit, but it's like the reason only why is like if you when I look at the daily, right? Daily was 6. We haven't seen a 6 in not even, bro. The last time we saw, like, take a look. Today we hit 6.7K, bro. As you can see, let's go. We have to go all the way back here. 6. The last time we saw a 6. Last time we even dipped below 7K average for the day was September 28th, I think, right? Yeah, September 28th, 2023. Dog, that's a year and a half ago of continued growth, right? And then the game, like, interest really taking a fucking fat dip till we had, bro. I know, and I do say that, like I said, it has been worse. But if you look here, take a look at the second dry era. When we had like the dry era for like when we're after layer 2, these are the numbers we had in the second dry era. Oh, the music. It's good music. Now look at the first dry era, bro. First dry era, you can see this is like approaching like the first dry era. Like people refer like, okay, you know, it's usually like through here to here. Bro, these are almost, it's not as bad as the first dry era, but the fact that we're even approaching this level is telling. Bro, come on, man. It shouldn't be, if it's going down, that's fine, right? But after so much continued growth, I think it's, I do think it's a bit of a cause concern, and I do that. It should be like a sit up and like lock in sort of moment. Like, this definitely is not normal, bro. And it's like I said, I think you're already telling in the views and shit like that as well. And it's not like you won't be able to play a game or, you know, people can't enjoy the game. And they are working on stuff in the back end, but I really, what I'm trying to say is the next big update better fucking hit, man. It better be completed. ITF content, it better fucking hit, because if not, it might be worse. That's all I gotta say. It might be back up only up to like 15 or 20K. So it really has to, it can't be no BS, man. Can't be no fucking ward events. It's gotta fucking hit, man. It's gotta fucking hit. It's gotta be a lock in, like completed content, replayable shit, man. Come on, man. Can't be having, bro, literally fucking Punchee's going to gory content. Gory! Gory! Anime game, my nigga. This never has happened in the history of Deep besides maybe Type Soul. And Type Soul is popping. Gory's not even a fucking... Bro, Gory is like fucking Chaozu to like Super Saiyan God Vegeta, bro. It's not fucking comparable. And that is the avenue that Punchee's looking at for the next views, bro. Because Deep is so fucking down. Yo, what the fuck? So that's why I think it... We'll have to see. Like I said, it seems like bro, I think we're gonna be stuck in dry for a bit longer than expected. But that, I'm just saying, like, I do think now more than ever they really have to like show up, because before it was like, okay, you know, it was fine because it was always like the prospect of the next big update will carry us back. But now the trust has been broken. The trust has been broken, in my opinion. It's not consistent. It's like they lost like their track record. It's like, imagine like all of a sudden you have like LeBron James, right? Every season he's been performing and he makes it to the finals, and then like all of a sudden the next season he's like 10 points average for the season and doesn't make it to the finals. You'd be like, what the fuck happened to LeBron? The fuck? LeBron's had like, he went to almost the finals last year, and then all of a sudden 10 point per average. It's like people are gonna be like, what the fuck? Anyway, let me take a look at the honest. Thank you. At least Silksong has the set release date. Yeah. To be fair though, there have been times where they said like, oh, dude, Silksong will be this year, like the fucking tweet from Microsoft. But now them putting it in the Nintendo Direct, I think that's like pretty locked. I think that's like, it's not no fucking like a random tweet by, no, this is like in the fucking Nintendo Switch 2 trailer. I think it's pretty locked for 2025. And even the €5. I'm sorry, but 3K with updates again sounds about right, gang. Yeah, I'm not saying it's like, it's understandable, and it's not like I'm saying like the devs. It's not like, in my opinion, I don't think the devs are doing anything. I don't think Arc is doing anything bad by trying to like fix up the back end for the future shit. But what I'm saying is, now more than ever, it showcases that they really have to prove it, bro. It can't be no fucking BS, man. It can't be like Ceramide where it drops and we'll finish it. No, bruh. If it needs to be delayed, it's already negative. That good rep is now way more valuable than getting a fucking update out early and they want to. No rushes. No incomplete testing. No hiding shit, bruh. Completed, fully tested, full content with fucking things to grind and repeat, bruh. It has to drop like that. Can't be like, oh, well, we'll drop it now and then we'll add like the content. No, because they did that and people trusted them and they lost the trust. And that is super important because obviously when people don't feel like there's people just not gonna play a game. We see it here. There's never been in my opinion, a faster drop of in players, right? You can maybe argue like, okay, layer 2 looks similar, right? Layer 2 looks similar, but even then, in my opinion, right? Even then, it's like, sorry, what I'll say is that if you look at the player count it had before, right, it kind of is like, okay, there wasn't that many people, a bunch of people pop back on for layer 2, right? And then it's like, okay, now in the summer, it's like, you know, it's getting a little rough. In summer, right? Well, let's take a look. We hit the average for where we're at right now in July. Right? Update, take a look. Update was in December, right? Similar to what happened with World Events. And then, okay, the average like getting lower and lower, that happened more into like July or June-ish, right? Because even then, in like the May and April, we still had good amounts of players. Look now. First off, not even a new peak with the World Events updates. And then we're hitting lower player counts earlier than what happened with Verse 2, bruh. And that was and Verse 2, by the way, was a very long dry era before they start really pulling it back up with the weekly. So something has to hit, bro. Something has to hit, in my opinion. I think there's like a lot of things I think that are like finished, but then like they're just not really like, it takes a while for them to really be updated again. So I think the focus here, right? If Ceramide Hall rework is the next update, right? Or whatever it is, Ceramide Hall or Fort Merritt, and they want to split the releases, I think they gotta go full house, like everybody for like a week or two, bro. Really lock in on that, bro. Because if I think it's like lackluster, if people think it's lackluster in like some sort of way, right? Then I don't think that'll be good. And it's like, you can say like players are just hating, but niggas will turn the hate to apathy, and that's bad because it won't be like a damn the community's just hating. The community just not gonna be there, bruh. They ain't gonna play. So we'll see. But like, I feel like sometimes, and I understand that there is cases where like there's a lot of hatred that's unnecessary, right? But sometimes you have to ask yourself, why? Why is there people hating when there's been times before that the hatred was a lot less? There's been eras where people glaze the devs. People glaze Deep Oaken. Hell, if any sort of like game opened up that's like the competitor, people are like, dude, what? Compared with Deep Oaken, it's nothing, right? But you have less of that now, in my opinion, which is bad. It's like people are like, I mean, yeah, and I'm not saying it's not like Deep's a bad game all of a sudden, but like I said, they're losing that like prime connection that people have associated Deep with as a game that has people view Deep on a high pedestal. So when it's not reaching those levels, that's where I think the hatred is coming from. And that high pedestal, like, oh, dude, Deep Oaken, they have their shit down together. People are losing that image, that view, and people think the game, it's not going yada yada yada. So I think it's good that the devs kept up communication. I think that's great. But at the end of the day, now it's show not tell. Show not tell. You can't just say it. Now you have to explain it, because a lot of people, they see the telling, and they listen to things in before that was telling. Few weeks until Conquest releases. Here's what we're working on now. We're trying to do something with Ceramide, and people have been waiting and patient. And when the thing that they voted on, World Events, didn't hit, fucking broke the trust for a lot of motherfuckers. Motherfuckers start hating, right? Does it also help that, like I said, weeklies have also not been hitting, but there's reasons for that. And so all I'm saying is there is more pressure than before, a lot more pressure, in my opinion, to perform. Because I do think that this is not the norm, bro. This is like, it's not like a thing where it's like, okay, well, game's dry. the game's dry and yada yada. Because there's been the game was also dry here. The game was dry here, and even though it dipped, it didn't continuously dip. It kind of leveled out. But right now, we've just been seeing straight drops of people not playing. It doesn't go down this much unless it like kind of chills out here. Maybe it will. And sometimes all it takes is like 1 to 2 really good weeklies. But that's what I'm trying to say is like the pressure's on, in my opinion, bro.
If y'all enjoyed the video, make sure to go click on these other videos, man. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.